Hey guys! Today I'm going to be going over my mains and goals for US Nationals 2019. This competition is going to be taking place from August 1st to 4th in Baltimore, and I'm going to be competing in 2x2 through 7x7, one-handed, blindfolded, cube, square one, and Megaminx. So let's start out with 2x2. For 2x2 I have these two cubes. This is the Chi TDS and this is the Valk 2M. For some reason, this Chi budget 2x2 does really well for me, even though it's not the greatest 2x2 out there. All of my best averages in competition are on this cube, so I don't see any reason not to use it. I will also be bringing the Valk 2M as a backup because it also does pretty well for me, and so I could see myself getting a good average in competition with it. My goals for 2x2 are to get a sub 2.5 average and to make it to the semifinal. The sub 2.5 average will definitely depend on scrambles because I haven't been practicing a ton of 2x2, so I would need to get cases that I haven't forgotten the algorithms for. But it's definitely possible. But that's pretty much it for 2x2, so let's move on to the 3x3 events. For 3x3, I will only be bringing these two cubes. This is the Weilong WRM, and this is the Angstrom GTS2M. They're both great cubes, and I could see myself using either of them to compete in 3x3. Even though they're both great, this is the cube that I practice more with at home, so I think I'll probably use the WRM. My goals for 3x3 are to control my nerves more. Usually I have trouble doing that at Nationals, so I'd really like to do a better job this year. And if I could get a sub 8.5 average, I would be happy with that because I'm not going to expect much at Nationals. As far as other 3x3 events go, for one-handed I will be using the WRM as well. And my goals for one-handed are to get a sub 13 average and to make finals, which is a bit of a stretch, but it's the only event that I have any chance at all of making finals in, so I would like that to happen. And the last 3x3 event that I'm competing in is 3x3 blindfolded. For that, I will be using the Angstrom GTS2M because it doesn't have a logo on it. For this event, all I really want is a sub 2 success because I don't have a very fast single, but I already have a mean, so I'm going to go for speed. That's also pretty scramble dependent because if I have to break into a lot of new cycles, then it's probably not going to happen. But hopefully it will, and if it does, I would be pretty happy. So that is it for the 3x3 events. For 4x4, my main is the Mystic Aosu GTS2M, and my backup is the Valk 4M with strong magnets. These are both fantastic cubes, and I'm honestly not sure which one is actually better. But since the Aosu GTS-M has such a nice feeling, I just can't get myself to stop solving on it, so I figured it would be a better cube to use as my main since I'm more used to it. Also, it's a little bit slower, which I think can be good in competition because if I get nervous, then slower or heavier cubes generally make that affect my solves less. It's possible that I'll switch between these two cubes in different rounds of 4x4 because I'll have 3 rounds to compete most likely. But I'm definitely going to use this for the first round because I have already done an official average on this cube, and so I want to see how this one does. Anyway, my goals for 4x4 are to get a PB average in single and to make the semifinal. I haven't broken my PB average in a really long time, and my single's been standing for a while too, so I think it's time that I finally break both of those. Anyway, let's move on to 5x5. For 5x5, I am also bringing two cubes. On the left, we have the Aochuang GTS-M, and on the right, we have the Valk 5M. I just received this cube 2 days ago at the time that I'm recording this video, and it's already really impressing me, so I could absolutely see myself using it to compete at Nationals. However, the Aochuang GTS-M is still an amazing cube, and it's a little bit slower and more controllable, so since I'm a lot more used to this cube, I might just go with this for the competition. However, I do see this cube becoming my main in the not too distant future. My goals for 5x5 are very similar to 4x4 in that I want to get a PB average in single. I think that those are well within reach for me, so it wouldn't be too much of a stretch to do both of those at this competition. However, I haven't been practicing 5x5 a ton recently, so if that doesn't happen then I won't be crushed. For 6x6, my main cube is the X-Man Shadow M set up by the Pro Shop. Now I had a Shadow M that I really liked that I'd been using for around a year or so, but that one broke when I was doing some solves on it in a car ride, so I had to get a new one, and I just got this one maybe 5 or 6 days ago, so it still needs a lot of breaking in. I'm really hoping that this cube will be performing at the level that my old cube did by the time of Nationals, because right now I'm not too happy with it. But since this is a new cube and it needs a lot of breaking in, I'm not going to expect to get any crazy good times at Nationals this year. Since I don't have any chance of making finals for this event, my only goal is to get a sub 2 mean. I would be more ambitious with my goals, but as I said, since this cube is new, I'm not sure how it's gonna do in competition, so I don't want to make any super ambitious goals. Anyway, let's move on to 7x7. For 7x7, I'm going to be bringing these two cubes. This is my main, the Qi Spark M, and this is my backup main, the Haze 7. I'll almost certainly be using this cube because I tightened it up a little bit, and so now it's a lot more reliable, and I don't have any problems using it in competition. However, this cube hasn't been doing quite as well for me recently, so I don't see any reason that would make me use the Haze 7 over the Spark. Recently, I haven't done very much 7x7, I've focused more on 4 through 6, so I don't expect to beat either of my PBs, but I would still like to get a sub 3 mean and a low 250 single. So let's move on to the last 3 events. So these are the last 3 events that I'm competing in, Scube, Square One, and Megaminx. And the reason I'm doing them together is just because I don't really care that much about any of them, so I figured I wouldn't spend too much time on them. For Scube, I'm using the Cyclone Boys Scube, and I don't have any goals because I haven't practiced this event in forever. For Megaminx, I will be using the Galaxy V2M, and although I've practiced this more than I have Scube, I haven't done much practice lately, so I haven't really improved at all. And because of that, I'm also not really expecting anything. Finally, for Square One, I'm going to be using the Pro Shop Setup Volt Square One. This isn't magnetic or anything, it's just the typical old Volt. And I also don't have any goals for this event because I haven't practiced it in a really long time. I would try to give some sort of goal for each of these events, but honestly, I don't even really know what I average, so I wouldn't know what to say. The only cube that I can sort of guess what I would like is Megaminx, and for this event I would be happy with something around a 125 to 130 average. So the last thing I'll mention is that because this is US Nationals, I try not to put too much pressure on myself to do really well. There are so many fast people there and just so many people in general that it's really hard for me to control my nerves, and so I don't really want to expect to get the best times that I've ever gotten in competition. So what I'm really looking forward to most about this competition is that I'm going to get to see a lot of my friends that I haven't seen in a while, and hopefully meet some new people. But yeah, I'm really excited for this competition, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun, so I can't wait. So that's it for my mains and goals for US Nationals 2019. If you like this video, subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you're notified of all my future uploads. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!